Hey coaches, it is Ashton Meyer, founder of Believe to Achieve Team and two-star Diamond Coach. And today I'm going to talk to you about the power of your story. Now, a lot of you are probably like, yeah, I don't really have a story. And let me tell you, that's completely normal because there's a lot of coaches that have felt that way, especially if you're a brand new coach. But what I want to tell you is that you have a story. Each and every single person has a story of somehow that Beachbody has changed your life. Now, let's say you're a brand new coach and you just became a coach starting off your business at the same time. Well, first off, give yourself a big high five, because that takes a lot of strength to do that, and that is awesome. But let me tell you, this is how it works down. This is what you're going to break your story down into, okay? How you felt before, what made you break, and how you feel now. So, like I said, if you're a new coach and you haven't even really started your journey yet, you can still talk about how you felt, what made you become a Beachbody coach, or what made you decide to join in a challenge group, and where you're looking to go. So, for instance, here's an example. I was overweight, absolutely depressed, felt like crap. I couldn't even take care of my kids. And I decided that I wanted to be there for my children and I wanted to become healthy and fit for them. So I'm going to be starting the 21 Day Fix on December 1st, and I'm looking to lose 10 pounds with this. But my ultimate goal is to lose 50 pounds. So you can kind of see about how you can bring out a story even if you haven't gotten there yet. Same with your team, because let me tell you, stories are not just physical. There's physical, there's financial, there's emotional, there's spiritual. I mean, you name it, it's there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be something how you learned how to time management. You learned how to be productive and all this stuff. So, all right, let's talk about this now. I talk to my coaches about having a 30-second story and having a 2-minute story, like really being able to grasp your story so that you can deliver it out in a powerful statement, just really short. So for me, for instance, as a 30-second story, I could say, I am a mom of 3. I had back surgery in 2010, and after I had my son, I wanted to make sure I was there for my children. So I started Insanity. I lost 100 pounds in 18 months, but I also continued to progress in my journey for the next 4.5 years. Something small, basic, simple. And you're like, small, dude, you lost 100 pounds. Yeah, well, guess what? One thing that I can tell you is that you can't see the inner change in someone. And that is probably the greatest change that has occurred in my life, more than my physical, more than my financial. And that's the biggest blessing of all. So let's talk about it. So let's say physically, you haven't really made that much of a transformation, but let's say you did. I want to give you an example. So here we go. Before Beachbody, I was completely depressed. I felt horrible. Whatever you felt, okay? And then what made you break? Like for me, it was back surgery. And then what did you do? You don't need a huge, long story. Like, it's great to have your story out there, but you want to reach people very quickly. So financially, let's say you've only made a $20 paycheck. Dude, $20 that you have that you would not have had if you were a Beachbody coach. Am I correct or am I correct? Good, I'm correct. I'm glad that you got that. So you don't have to say how much you made, or you can put these dollar signs into something else. So maybe like, I completely paid for my electric bill this month just by Beachbody. Like, that's awesome. And then, of course, always put the disclaimer whenever you're talking about income or finances with Beachbody. All right? So, what else? Emotionally, spiritually, like, I found God in my journey through Beachbody, and I probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for Beachbody, because it would have been later down the road whenever God placed it in my heart again. But through personal development, I read and I became more confident and not afraid to go to church, and I was curious. And so I went, and that's huge. All right. So, your $1 million plan is to come up with a 30-second and a 2-minute story of yours. And I want to hit one more thing on here quickly, because your story is so powerful because it's you. You are unique from every other single coach out there. What do we have? 400,000 coaches? Your story is what will make you. Okay? That doesn't mean though, I'm gonna hit on this. Like, it's great to know your story and you need to be talking about your story all the time. But it's also great to learn the power of other stories, because if you have someone that you relate to, let's say you have a friend who you met through your church and this and that, but they're in a different aspect of their life, but you know that they can relate to another coach. You can share that story with them, being like, I specifically haven't been in that situation, but what I do know is there's this coach on my team who is in a similar situation, da 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 da. And that's why it's important that we learn about stories. And it's important that you know your story. So I want to hear, maybe you can write it off in like 5 sentences below too. I want to know what your story is. So how did you feel before? What made you start? Whether it's coaching or whether it's your fitness journey. And what you've accomplished or what you're looking to accomplish. All right, let's see them below, and I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your Diamond Dash. See ya.